introduction video. I don't want to do. Hey, hey, hey,
I'm
hi,
nice. Hi.
hi, Gertrude. It's great to
Hi.
have you here today.
Yeah, me too. Pleasure to
How
be
are
here.
you?
I'm
How have you
fine. I'm
been?
well.
It's
Not bad.
always a pleasure seeing you.
Me
You look
too. I
good.
always start. Thank you. I can say same for you. I told you now when we join in that you look good. I like that I
Thank
started
you.
my 2024 with you and I started my 2025 with you. And it's been blessings, blessings, blessings.
Thank you. I feel very honored to hear that. That's a good way to start the conversation today. Thank you so much. I appreciate.
You're
Hello
welcome.
guys. Hi. Hi, how where my people are not here yet. Okay, so while we're waiting for everybody to join, I want to introduce, because this event is going to be recorded. Rather, it's being recorded currently. Let me see. I don't think I've added the recording stuff. Let me quickly
Yeah,
record.
quick
Uh,
start. Okay.
mm, 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 mm. Okay. Yes. Recording. Okay, so this is the good thing is that it's going to streaming on YouTube, so we can always download it. I
Yeah.
All right. So we have Igba Iveren here. Hi, Igba. It's great
Hey,
to have you here. Join us.
my
Thank you so
friend.
much. It's your friend, right?
Yeah, that's my friend.
Welcome. It's great to have you here. I was just telling your friend Gertrude that she's looking amazing. Gertrude is always coming for our event with fire, 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 and I'm glad.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad. I'm glad to be associated with the Gertrude Ume brand. You know, you're a different brand from your startup, right? So you're a
Yeah,
different brand entirely. So I'm glad to be associated with that. Thank you so much. All right.
thank
For
you.
those that don't know who Gertrude is a tech sales expert. In fact, I met Gertrude in 2021 when I came in contact with one of her posts on LinkedIn where she was talking of how she I say migrated, how she transitioned from education to tech, and
Yeah,
without having the full knowledge of what tech was, but she just felt it was she wanted to start something new. She's an adventurous person. So one of the things that captivated me about her story was that she had three children. In fact, when she was transitioning, she was pregnant with a third child. I was like, what? How do you do that? To be transitioning to taking data analysis analytic courses with a pregnancy, I'm like, what? This woman is strong. And so since then, I've been connected to her. That was when I was still in my former company, but we've been through that journey from when she joined RiseVest till now. Gertrude
yeah,
is the lead sales operations sales operations lead for um the big cabal media. If you know what the big cabal media is, you know that these are the one of the media juggernauts of the Nigeria or the African tech ecosystem. So she plays a very pivotal role in the market, in that industry, and also in the tech sales market in Africa. And this is the person we are bringing today to have this conversation with us about how to accelerate women's participation in the African market. Before we dive into the conversation, I'd like to introduce myself to every one of you that are joining in now. My name is Ishama Mokai Bello, and I'm the publisher of the Benchmark. We are a Pan African online media platform that is amplifying the impact of women in the African market. We also look at what women are doing in the diaspora as well. So, thank you all for joining this conversation right now. I would like to leave Gertrude to just say one or two things to our audience before we start diving into the conversation.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Varen. It's a pleasure to be here. Ishi, it's always a pleasure to be with you in the same room, having conversations, about family, about career, about everything, honestly. So I'm looking forward to our conversation today and hoping that we give value and make it worth the while of those in attendance. So, yeah.
Of course, we will. Thank you very much. So, Gertrude, what does it mean to be in tech sales?
Right now, what it means to be in tech sales is you being a solution provider. That's what it means to be in tech
Mm.
sales. But in tech, you're providing solutions for individuals and for businesses in tech. So it's sales,
Oh, beautiful.
which is what applies to sales everywhere. But in this industry, you're selling technological solutions to businesses that need them and individuals that need them. That's what it is.
Okay.
Summarily.
All right. Thank you. So, this year's International Women's Day Summit theme is accelerate action, and for our summit, this is our maiden summit, which is
Mhm.
accelerating women's participation
Yeah.
in Africa. So, for this year's International Women's Day, we're looking at how to increase women's participation in different sectors in the African market, right? So,
Mhm.
what does it mean for you as a woman in the tech sales industry? What are the challenges you've had to scale through? Because I was reading your story recently that was recently published on our website, and you spoke about how this industry is not well recognized. The subsector, which is
Mhm.
textile, is not well recognized within the tech ecosystem. So, what does it
Yeah.
mean to be a woman that is spearheading the voice of people in the tech sales industry?
Right now, it's a male dominated industry. However, what we've seen in the past 2, 3 years is an upturn in the amount of females who are interested in tech sales. Because of how I have strategically positioned myself and what I've done for people to see, I get a lot of females, younger, same age, older, who are interested and curious about tech sales and would like to follow the same path. So it's I'm saying that that male domination is it's tilting and it's shifting. We're looking forward to not a place where women get to overpower it. If it does, I mean, who am I to say no? But it's for it to be balanced, where we have just about enough women doing this as much as the male our male counterparts, because tech sales is so important. Sales in general is very important for every business because that is the revenue engine of a business, literally your lifeline. So it is important that we have everybody pulling in their weight to make sure that a business thrives beyond just I have an idea, I have a niche solution, and I want to put it out there in the market. We need to be able to push that solution and get it to the right people. So,
All
yeah.
right, so thank you. You said something. You made mention of how you've strategically positioned yourself in this tech sales industry. So, do you want to
Mhm.
walk us on how you were able to do that strategically, and how women can adopt these strategies to also position themselves in the industry and probably in other industries as well?
Okay, this is actually one of my favorite questions because if you wake me up from sleep, I can definitely answer this. I I positioned myself very intentionally. I learned about LinkedIn and I started to make baby steps on LinkedIn. LinkedIn just feels like a place where you make a sound and you hear an echo because there are a lot of other voices overpowering yours, and it just feels like your voice is not being heard. However, I understood early that I needed to just take those baby steps, put out my content, whatever that looks like at the time. I cannot go back to my previous one because I'm sure I'll be cringing. However, I was putting out my content. I was making sure that articulate. I was articulating whatever I was talking about nicely. Before I put out any information, I ensure that I had done my research and I understood it. I wasn't talking about things from a place of naivety alone. Yes, at the outset, maybe I was naive about a number of things, but while I was
Mm,
learning, I was sharing my learning experiences with my audience. The solutions I was selling, I was also sharing them. And this just transitioned to me attending events, understanding that as a salesperson, while I was optimizing my social platforms, I needed to be at events physically, connect with some
Mm,
of these people that I met virtually, and connect with new people physically. Physical events just took it to another level. Just being able to strategically attend the events that I would find my
mm.
ideal customers in and find people that I want to build relationships with. That just took it to another level. So you want to make sure that you are optimizing your socials. So LinkedIn, Instagram. Instagram is a fun place to be, but be strategic about connecting with people you want to build a relationship with, career-wise, business-wise, on there as well. Because that's a place where they're a lot more chilled than LinkedIn, and it's easy to just kickstart a conversation and keep it moving. So yeah,
So now you said something about you going for events that you
yes.
felt were necessary for you in your career. Um,
Hmm.
did you have to go for events that were specified for you by your company, or you just took your initiative? And how do you think other women, how do you want to encourage other women to, follow through this same step you've taken? Because I've seen many people say that, oh, there are no events to attend and things like that. So how do you come about these events? How do you come about this event? And I think it's also linked to your ability to network. So how do you come about this event, and how do you now encourage women who find it difficult to network to also take advantage of events like this to start networking, to build their own careers? Gertrude, are you here? Oh, okay. I think Gertrude has frozen. However, while we wait for her to come back, I think it's internet issues. I think we have a couple of people here. We have Happiness Otomi War. Glad to be here. Glad to have you, Happiness. Happiness Black is also here. It's glad to have you as well. While we wait for Gertrude to come, I would like you to tell us where you're joining in from. Just indicate where you're joining in from so that we can say a proper welcome to you. Udwak, where are you joining from? Happiness, where are you joining from? Iveren, where are you joining from? I will wait for Gertrude to join in. Okay, she's here.
I honestly thought you were the one. I was like, can you not hear me?
I think it happens. It happens with the internet
Yes,
connections.
we're
It's
in Nigeria,
we are,
so
we are used to, it's not just even Nigeria, we're used to it. It's happened. Oh,
can you hear noise
Christiana.
in the background?
Christiana is here. Thank you for joining, Christiana.
Hi,
Faith, thank you for
Christiana.
joining. Thank you for joining. All right. So I was asking, did you hear the question I asked you?
Yes, I heard you. But
Okay.
before I answer that question, can you hear a noise in my background?
There is no
Is
noise
there a
from your
noise?
background. Your background is crisp. But before we take that response, let's just say hello to our audience. We have Michael Kaposa joining from Cotonou, Benin
Hi.
Republic. Oh, great to have you, Michael. I'm so excited to have you. Yanes Fanche. Oh, great to have you, Yanes. Anang
Hey.
Nesisia. Nerisia. Oh, you've joined from Cameroon. Pleased to have you here. We're so happy to have you. We're so happy to have you.
Yeah.
Oh, Yanes is joining from Cameroon as well. It's so great to have you. It's a pleasure having you. Faith is joining from Port Harcourt. Faith, thank you for joining. Christina is from Lagos. Thank you for joining. Udra, thank you so much. Happiness, thank you. So we're asking Gertrude about how she can encourage how she can encourage female professionals to go out there and network boldly, even though they don't have the courage to. And she should share her strategies with us so that this can help other women come out of their shell, network, build their career, and grow their participation
Mhm.
in the African market. So Gertrude, you have the
Yep.
floor.
Yes. So the last question was about the events being assigned to me by the organization I was working with, or me just intuitively doing it. So it was both, to be honest. I understood the importance of attending these events and I took it upon myself to attend them. To be honest, at my organization as well, we weren't taxed to attend most events. I would say even if we had to attend an event and it was a like you have to be there, it was like 10%. We had the autonomy to attend the events that we thought were relevant to what we were doing at the time. So I had to attend most events by just social listening and picking out the ones that I needed to pay attention to and be there.
Okay. Okay. So you think for Gertrude, can you hear us? You're frozen again.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So you think women should just go out there, put their ears out, know the event
Hmm.
to attend, and just take the bold step to attend those events, right? Is that what you're saying? All right. In this market, in the African market, we have women make up more than 50% or at least 50% of the population, but in terms of participation, they don't make the statistics is about around 30% of women actively involved in the African market. Now we can see the increased use of technology for
Hmm.
growing businesses, for growing people's access to information. So, how do you think
Hmm.
women can leverage technology to increase their participation in the African market and even in tech sales? How do you encourage? What do you think? How do you think technology can help? Um, what kind of technology? What are the basic technological tools that women can use to increase their participation in the African market?
Okay. I'll start with tech sales. With tech sales, you can use apps, you can leverage apps to be part of communities like She Code Africa, Tech Sales
Mm,
Nexus, Women in Tech, Women in Sales, and those kind of communities. So we have platforms like Slack right now. You even have your Google chats where certain communities are even being held right now. Google groups, I think
mm,
it's called. Yeah, where communities are being held right now. So you can leverage that. And these are ways for you to learn, network, and access job opportunities. Then there's also digital skills. Right now, African women in Nigeria and beyond can leverage technology to accelerate their economic participation through learning digital skills. So by learning on-demand skills like digital marketing, data
mm,
analytics, sales automation, you can actually, you know, accelerate the your economy in whatever country you're in. Then there is also
mm,
remote work entrepreneurship through the influx of remote work that we have right now. Women can use these digital platforms to launch and scale businesses without any geographical limitations whatsoever. You can
mm,
have customers in different continents, in different countries, just by leveraging digital platforms to start up your own business or venture, whatever it is. So yeah,
mm.
that's how I think. Technology is a game
Eh,
changer generally, and it's a level playing field for all of us to create wealth and build wealth.
you just answered my next question because a couple of days ago, about two people reached out to me that they want to transition to tech. One
Yeah.
is in education, one is in the arts. They want to
Mm.
transition to tech and they don't know how to go about it. I think with your response now, all I just need to do is to share the video link with them so that they can go and watch and listen to what you said. So now, what advice would you give young African women interested in pursuing a career in tech sales, and what skills or knowledge do you think are essential for them to acquire?
If you want to pursue a career in tech sales, I'll start with tech sales because I mean that's my forte. If you want to start a career in tech sales, the first thing you need to do is to take a course. You can take a course, honestly, especially if you're trying to transition or you have no work experience whatsoever. Take a course, it gives you a leverage. That way
Mm,
you can negotiate salary and
mm,
negotiate strength, adding to a workforce from a place of this is what I've done and this is my
mm,
experience. I don't have hands-on experience, but this is what I have. So a course is always a good idea, right?
mm.
While you're
Yes.
taking a course, if you don't want to wait till when you're done with the course to get a job, you can from the period you're taking a course start to look at entry level roles. That is what I did. Look at entry level roles that you can apply. If you are in another career path and you're trying to transition to tech sales, you can, like, that is what I did. You can take a lesser salary if you're open to it, because that is my experience. I took a pay cut and started out in tech sales. At the time, I didn't even know it was tech sales, but I just knew I wanted to transition to tech, and I was going to do it anyways. I needed my foot in the door. I got the entry level role, took a pay cut, and started out there. While I was there, I was upskilling, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. When I found out that I was sales, I started to take courses with regards to sales, and here we are. So I would say if you're trying to transition to tech sales, that's what you should do. If you're trying to transition to tech, the same advice applies. You should start to pay attention to your transferable skills from whatever it is that you're doing already, both soft
Okay.
and hard skills. Yes, you need to start to pay attention to those and look at the niche that those transferable skills can be best applied in. If you
Mm,
are coming from a place of I have no work experience at all and I want to transition to tech, then it's okay, especially if you're young. And even if you're not young, to be very honest, you can explore different sectors. You can explore digital marketing. You can explore the very technical aspect of tech, like code, software engineering, data analytics, and the likes. You can try those technical bits. If it's for you, by all means, run with it. If it isn't for you, then it's okay to explore and do other things. I did a number of things before I settled, not settle, before I realized that I was meant to be.
mm. Yes.
So
All
yes,
right. So my
one of
our last question for you today before you leave is, can you share some insight on how organizations can create more inclusive and supportive environment for women in tech sales, and what initiatives or programs have you seen that have effectively promoted diversity and inclusion for women in tech sales for in terms of organization structure?
Number one, women need a lot of mentorship and sponsorship. And I'm happy that a number of organizations are doing that right now. We have organizations that sponsor women, that give out um, free courses to women who are interested in transitioning to tech. Right now, I know that there is She Code Africa. She does that. That's Ada. Then there is Ingressive for Good. Ingressive for Good, I am
Mm,
a beneficiary of Ingressive for Good scholarship. I benefited a lot from it, and I never stopped exploring their scholarship options. There is also one, Moms in Tech. It is owned by Labake. She is also the co-founder of Nutrition for Kids. So yes, you want to
okay.
leverage platforms like that. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, then organizations can also intentionally hire women. So there are some roles that founders reach out to me for, and then they be like, I would rather a female for this role. And we're trying to maintain a balance between the amount of males we have and the amount of females we have. So organizations can create more inclusive and supportive environments if they intentionally hire and if they also intentionally promote. I'm not saying just promote women because they're women. If a woman is pulling in her weight and doing what she needs to do and adding value to the organization, by all means, she should be promoted into leadership roles to inspire others to create a culture shift as well, other organizations. Then flexible work policies, very important. As a mom, I'm a benefactor of flexible work policies. I was able to work remotely for the most part, when I was pregnant, I think my two pregnancies, I didn't have to work remotely, but that concession was given to me to be able to work remotely. During my maternal leave, I got that. Parental leave generally, because I hear these days men also go on leave when their wife when they have a baby, and then also provide
Yes.
childcare. So I've been with an organization that whenever it was time for my kids to, what was that again? Whenever it was time for my kids
Open day.
to, not just open day, yes, they will let you do that. But there was something that was the delegated funds for children of their employees to be able to, was it schooling or something, I can't remember exactly. Well, yes, that was provided even on my child's birthday, on my children's birthdays. They were celebrated, gifts were sent to them, things like that. If organizations can do this, it would definitely inspire women to be more included in the workforce, or to be more participatory in the workforce. Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
Thank you so much, Gertrude.
You're
Are you
welcome.
done? Your line broke. Ah, Gertrude, thank you so much. But before you go, I would like to ask the audience. We have just 3 minutes for Gertrude to be here. Do you have any questions you want to ask Gertrude? You can just type it on the comment section. If you have any questions, you can just type your questions right now
Hmm.
while we set the drums rolling for Ochiko to come on board. Gertrude, it's amazing having you. You've been amazing.
Me too.
In fact, I love this conversation. What you just said about your former organization giving your children birthday gifts, um,
Mm.
putting funds for them for education. That is so amazing. And this is a Nigerian company.
Yeah, it is. And they were very intentional. They were so
Oh, please,
intentional.
to all the CEOs and founders that are here, this is a call to to implement such things in your organization as you keep increasing in revenue. I think these things like this would encourage women to want to work with organization, because even I benefited from my former company concessions when I was pregnant with my baby. There were days, in fact, I instead of coming to the office 3 times a week, I had to just go once a week. The days we go 2 times a week, I might not go, or I'll just go once a week, just for me to just move around a bit, So um Gertrude, want to say thank you for your time here. If you
Hey,
still have questions to ask,
I can't
if you
believe
have
we're done already.
questions,
Can you hear me,
yes.
Ishi?
Somebody is asking question.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Gertrude? The
I
line
can
is
hear you
breaking.
clearly.
So
I can hear you clearly.
there's a question for you, Gertrude. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
There's a question for you. Someone is asking a question that
Hmm.
where is that? Yes. Do you find tech sales more rewarding than challenging? It's a yes or no question, Gertrude. Happiness Otomiewa is
Meow.
asking if you
Yeah.
find tech sales Otomiewa. Okay, I'm sorry
Yeah.
I didn't pronounce your name properly. Pardon me. So, do you find it more challenging than rewarding?
I actually find it a
Yes or
lot.
no?
I find it a lot rewarding. Is it challenging? Yes. But you said it's a yes or no answer. So, yes, I find it a lot
Yes,
rewarding.
yes.
Find it a lot rewarding, but just add a little bit of information to that answer. It is also very challenging. Very challenging.
One thing with challenges, it just brings out this adrenaline burst in you. You want to like, I'll push myself to
It
get this thing done.
does.
Gertrude, thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much. Thank
you
you
so
so much,
much.
guys.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much for attending this summit with us. We appreciate.
Yeah.
Ochiko is already getting ready to step into the room. I can see him on the
Yay.
back end smile. Okay,
Thanks,
let me
everyone. Thanks for
let me
having
add
me.
her
Can
now.
you hear me? Okay. Bye, everyone.
You Bye. Hello, Ochiko. Kindly unmute.
Hi, Isioma. Hi, everybody.
It's great to have you on our inaugural summit for International Women's Day. Oh my God! Can we just set the drum rolling? Can we just set the drum rolling? I need the emojis on the chat box. I need the emojis. Set the drum rolling. Put your hands together for Chico. She's here today. She's here to give us her thought leadership, fire for fire. Right?
It's great to be here too, Isioma. I love your energy. I love the energy in the room. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here.
We are grateful. We are grateful. It's a privilege to have you out of your very tight schedule. You were able to squeeze out time for us, and we appreciate it. We don't take it for granted, Ochiko. For those of you who don't know Ochiko is a mindset and career coach, and she is a mentor. She's a mentor with Mastercard Foundation and other top international organization. So I want you to sit back. If you have your cup of juice, if you have your snacks, just sit back, relax, and listen to the interesting conversation we're going to be having with Ochiko today. Ochiko, how has been your day? What was it like coming here? Did you experience traffic coming into this, driving to the studio to attend this meeting? Did you experience any traffic?
No,
Did you
no, no.
experience
I work from home
any
today, so no
okay?
traffic, nothing. I've just been myself
You
away
are
from
living the good
traffic.
life. You are living the good life, Ochiko. I must confess. You are living the good life. Thank you so much. So, Ochiko, do you want to introduce yourself to our audience properly so that they can get to know you better? You have the floor.
Okay, okay. It's great to meet you once again. My name is Ochiko, and I love being in your occasions, in your all the things you organize, because in most cases, in all cases that I know, they are centered around women, about helping women scale their businesses or bringing them to limelight through your posts and everything. So yes, I really love being here. My name is Ochuko Ebiwe. I am a mindset and career coach. I work with individuals to develop and retain the right mindset for their personal and professional development and business development where the need arises. That's because I am aware that how you do one thing is how you do everything, and everything begins in the mind. So once we are able to get it right at the level of the mind, we can get it right everywhere else. So that's the foundation of my mentorship or coaching program.
All right. Thank you so much, Ochiko. So let's just head into our questions straight up. Um, so, as a mindset and career coach, what inspired you to focus on empowering Africans, and how do you believe mindset shifts can accelerate women's participation on the African continent?
Please, can you say that again?
Oh, okay. I said, as a mindset and career coach, what inspired you to focus on empowering Africans in terms of orientation, and how do you believe mindset shifts can accelerate women's participation on the continent?
Okay, that's easy. I was inspired to focus on empowering Africans because as Africans, we have potentials, we have dreams, we have plans, we have different things in our minds. But somehow we have limiting beliefs that serve as blocks. And in most cases, some of these dreams are not actualized, they don't come to fruition. And this mostly comes from the environment we grew up in sometimes, our background, the things we have seen and heard over time, things like that. So, from what I said earlier, as a mindset coach, I am aware of the fact that we are a result of what we think, how we feel, and how we act. So, all of these are a product of the mindset. You know what they say, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So getting it right at the level of the mind accelerates other aspects. And that is the reason I decided to start this, so that if you get it right at the level of the mind, you can get it right everywhere else, including your personal life, your professional life, or your business life.
So, in a nutshell, what you're saying is our background, our upbringing, the environment where we live inform how our mind operates, function, and that in the long run inform the results of our lives, right?
Exactly. Our
Exactly. Yeah.
minds is the result of those things, and then it in turn informs and decides our outcomes and our results.
Hmm. So, how do you think societal expectations and cultural norms impact African women's career choices and aspirations, and how can they overcome it? So, societal expectations and cultural norms, how do you think these things inform their career decisions, and how can they overcome it? For instance, um, there is this culture among many societies in Africa that the women belong to the kitchen, right? And so you see a young girl growing up, she's indoctrinated with this oriented as, oh, your place is in the kitchen, the boy is in the parlor and watch TV while you're busy cooking. And before you know it, she now say, oh, I enjoy cooking, I love cooking, I want to go and study catering and hotel management. Meanwhile, this girl has great potential to be a great mathematician or a scientist, but because this culture has found a way to ingrain itself in her mind, she now thinks that the first alternative should just be being a caterer or being in the hospitality sector and things like that. So, how do you think cultural expectations and norms impact African women's career choices and aspiration, and how can we overcome these challenges?
Okay, generally, just like you said, an African woman is expected to be the nurturer, the caregiver, the one who makes sacrifices, the one who belongs to the kitchen. She has to sacrifice a lot in order for other people to move forward. And this has led to a lot of women settling for what they do not really want because they really just want to please people. They become people pleasers. They do not want to be assertive so that they are not called aggressive and so forth. There are different aspects to this. Now, there is another set of Africans who have developed the princess mentality. They've made up their minds that, oh, I'm not going to be a part of this group of women who think their lives will end in the kitchen. So, you know, this thing they call the princess treatment. They have seen all of the above and do not want to get
Yes.
involved. They want the softer life. So, they want that princess treatment. All of this in itself, it's not a bad thing. However, it is still a big miss because it is coming from a lack mindset, a mindset of lack, which is not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing, all those things. But the thing that has an issue, it is where it is coming from. Okay, it is an advanced form of settling. I'll explain what that means. If you are thinking of yourself, if you are thinking of yourself as a person, you are thinking of yourself as a princess. What do we know about princesses? There's always a prince coming to save her. You know those stories we read when we were growing up. There's always this princess, something happens to her, the prince
Prince
charming comes,
Charming.
and they live happily ever after. It's not a bad story in itself. But if you want to thrive in business, you will not be wanting to be saved, and you know that you are not the savior. Instead of working with that princess treatment as an advancement from being in the kitchen mentality, the one who makes sacrifices and all that, what I tell my clients, what I tell the women who listen to me is that they should develop that queen mentality. What do queens do? They know that they have a queendom, and then they have different aspects of their lives to take care of. A queen is not waiting to be saved. She's thinking of people to collaborate with. She's thinking of the rooms she will be in. She's thinking of policies she will make and how she will impact the people she's working with as a woman, as a queen. So, if you are working with this mindset, you already know that if you are not a confident person naturally, you're going to develop that confidence so that you can protect your queendom. You can help your king, you can create that impact for the people under your watch. You're no longer waiting to be saved. You're helping your king to save the kingdom. You are creating jobs for other women. You are telling them what to do. You have policies to put in place, right? So if we are able to move that mindset from I'm supposed to be in the kitchen, and you think you've advanced to, oh no, I want the soft life. I like this. I love the soft life. There's nothing wrong with it. But from what mindset are you doing that? All queens we know, they live the soft life. However, it is from the mindset of I am in charge. I'm not waiting for somebody's decision to dictate my life. I know what I want. It is alignment with my king, and it is in the favor of the subject, right? I'm saying subject now because if you're in your career and you're treating your business like a kingdom or a queendom, you know that you have employees to take care of. You have to take care of their families by extension. What are the policies you are putting in place? Who are the people you are collaborating with to get things done? A princess is not thinking of collaboration. She's waiting for the prince to come and hand her something, right? So it is now left for you. If you are thinking from the mindset of abundance and the queen mentality, all your attitude, your efforts, and everything will be channeled into being the boss lady who is also mindful of being the best for the people who are under our watch. So you're not the boss lady who is a tyrant, but you are diplomatic enough to ensure that everything is going on smoothly, your subjects are happy with you, and they have the freedom to express themselves. You recognize that you have authority and you are also under someone else's authority. So there's this balance that goes on if you have that queen mindset. I can't hear you, Ishoma.
Sorry, my mic was muted. You just burnt down this whole stage.
Okay.
When is it somebody has set the stage on fire? Ochiko, you came with fire. You told me that I came. I have. You love my energy. This energy you brought is unmatched. I love all you said. That a that we should women should overcome that princess mentality. You said there are two kinds of women: the one that believe that, oh, they are supposed to be in the kitchen, and there are some at the other end of the spectrum that think that, oh, they are a princess, so they should be served. They're waiting for a prince charming to come and save them. But that we should adopt what you is saying, that we should adopt the queen mentality. A queen has a queendom. This is the first time I'm hearing the word queendom. A queen has a queendom, right? Or she is serving with her king. And a queen is not about wanting to be saved or to be served. A queen is all about looking for policies to make to better her subject. A queen is looking for how to strike deals and collaborate with different people, maybe policy makers in business, to enhance her career, to enhance her organization, so that the lives of her employees or subjects in quote and in quote can be better. Ochiko, we cannot see you again. Hello, Ochiko, are you here?
I'm
Anyway,
here.
wow,
I'm here. Yes,
your
please.
video
I'm
is
here.
muted. Okay. All
I'm
right.
here.
So that was fantastic conversation we just had there. But before we go, I don't know, before we progress in this conversation, if there is anybody in the comment section that wants to say something to Ochiko, do you want to comment? Did you learn anything from what all Ochiko has said? Just put your comment on the comment. What did you pick from what Ochiko said? Say something on the comment section. There is hello Manuel, welcome. Ella Manuel, thanks for joining. It's great to have you. So if you picked a couple of nuggets from all Ochiko has said, can you just put it on the comment section? Let's hear what you learned from what Ochiko has said. Ochiko, that was a very, very fantastic conversation we had there, and I really, really have gained so much. I'm going to go back to this replay video and watch the replay over and over and again, because when you're talking, it's like my brain. I know I always tell you that each time I talk to you, it's like my brain cells increase. There are some people you talk to, guys. There are some people you talk to. As you're talking to them, your brain cell is reducing, like your brain juice is being squeezed out, because they are taking everything from you. But there are some other people you talk to, they are pouring life into you, they are building you, and Ochiko is one of them. Gertrude that just left is also one of those kind of people. So Ochiko, thank you so much for that conversation you just held there. All right. So what role do you believe self-awareness, self-confidence, and resilience play in enabling African women to pursue their career goals, and how can women develop these essential skills?
Okay, self-awareness plays a very major role. In fact, it is, should I say, self-awareness is the table. First of all, understanding who you are, understanding your emotions, your choices, your values, your goals will expose you to what you should work on to improve yourself, and know those that you can travel with on this journey called life, your business, your career, even your family. It is important because it exposes you to know that as a human being, there is nothing that's better than constant self improvement and development. Nobody knows it all, nobody has it all. So it's easy for you to know your strong points and build on it, and then know your weak points and know how to navigate it, whether in your personal or your professional life. So this will help you know when challenges arise and how to face them. You won't hide from them, you won't pretend that they don't exist. You will acknowledge them and know, okay, I talked about collaboration before. It will now be left for you to know that, okay, this particular issue, who will I pull up in my network to help me, or what resources do I need to work with this, right? It will help you develop your Mamba mentality. Mamba mentality is for I don't want to go too deep into explaining what that is. Summarily, is just about being resilient. It was formed by Kobe Bryant. He believes in resilience. You may not get everything you need at the moment, but if you have that Mamba mentality, you'll be patient and you'll be focused on getting things done, because there must be challenges, and these challenges have to be overcome in order for you to move forward in life. So in all, developing the mindset of a queen forces you to be confident, diligent, and productive. It's not like you're not trying to fit into a place where you know you're not welcome. You're not trying to force yourself on people. No matter how good your value is, you're not forcing it down people's throats. You know that, okay, these people don't know my value yet. I'll be in a place where I value myself. Okay. So with self-confidence, it will be easy to combat imposter syndrome if it comes up, because yes, sometimes imposter syndrome will come up. Self-awareness can also help you to combat that. It will also help you to recognize rooms where you are celebrated and where you are tolerated. If you remember what I said about being having that queen mentality, you know it doesn't mean you are a bad person. It doesn't mean that the people are bad. It doesn't mean that businesses who don't want to work with you are bad. It just means they may not know your value at that moment. All you have to do is keep being in places where you are celebrated, so you don't lose your essence as a person, as a queen, as a business owner, as a career professional, or it may even be in your personal life. So if you have all of this, it will go a long way to help you hone your skills, so that you will keep being relevant to yourself and to the society.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, so somebody is saying here, let someone call it fire service. Oh. We are calling the fire service for these conversations because
I
we need to
hope there's no
calm
sound at my
the.
background. Is there any sound?
There's actually a sound. There is.
Okay.
There is.
Okay.
I'm thinking
Is
it's
it
from,
okay
but it's not
now?
so bad. There is.
Is it okay
It's
now?
okay. It's okay. It's
Okay.
okay now. It's okay. Yeah. So Ochiko, do anybody have any question for Ochiko? Does anybody have any question for Ochiko? You've learned something, right? But do you have any question for her? If you have any question, kindly drop it because we'll be wrapping up very soon so that we can take your questions before we wrap up. All right. So now you're talking about collaboration, women collaborating, with the right people that they need in their career. So can you share some insight on how African women can navigate career transitions, building professional networks, and access mentorship opportunities, particularly in male dominated industry, because that has been the conversation. Male dominated, women are always complaining that they don't have access. But how can they leverage mentorship to build a career in male dominated industries? You have the floor.
Okay. The most important thing here is to know what you want, first of all. When you know what you want, it will be easy for you to ask other questions. Why do I want this? Which will now lead to the next question: how will I get it? Right? These questions are important because it will guide your journey. This Answering these questions is what will determine the people you choose to network with. There's something called networking intentionally. I'll give you an instance. I can hear that there's an event somewhere, like Gertrude was talking about tech events. I can just go there with no focus. I'm just going there because I heard there's an event, right? But for somebody who wants to network intentionally, there are some people you will see on the lineup of speakers, and you've been trying to meet that person. You will be intentional about meeting that person first, and then you will have, from the title, like the title of this program we are in now, you will be intentional enough to know, okay, what are the things I want to get out from here, from this function. So it will be easy for you to ask relevant questions and network with relevant people. It doesn't mean that the other people are not relevant, it just means that they may not be relevant to your goal at this moment. So there's a difference between networking and networking intentionally. So that is what African women should be deliberate about. You can't just be everywhere doing everything. It is not possible. You cannot be everywhere doing everything. So another thing about networking is, when you are networking, what value are you giving? Whether we accept it or not, money follows value. So if I'm coming to meet Ishoma because, oh, I know that she can help me do something, what do I have that I'm exchanging so I don't become a parasite to Ishoma? That is what intentional networking is. What value are you giving? It mustn't be money. You might have a service you're rendering, you can give the person a shout out. It mustn't be something that is too expensive or something, but the most important thing is there is an exchange of value. Okay. And then there are different opportunities, really. So when we talk about being getting all these things in a male dominated world, the most important thing for us, I talked about collaboration. I am big on collaboration. So if we see these men as people we have to people we have to defend ourselves from, that is what it will be for us. I talked about mindset. With what mindset are you approaching all these networking events? If you are seeing the men as people you can collaborate with, they are the ones in most cases who will even share opportunities with you. But if you go with the mindset of, oh, the way these men are, they want to hoard all the information, you will subconsciously be giving off that vibe. I'm not saying that there aren't people who will not want to edge you out of information or things like that. But if you go with the mindset of, I am getting it or I'm getting it better, if A doesn't work, there's B, there's C, there's D to Z. So when you are intentional, you will see several opportunities instead of concentrating on roadblocks. And then there are grants, there are different fundings. You can attend. There was a function by Zenith Bank that I attended some years ago. There were different opportunities to get single digit loans. So if you're a business owner and you need loans, all you have to do is meet them. They give you everything you need, the requirements, and you are good. The question is, what events are you attending? What are your goals? Do you need grants? Are you collaborating with people who have already accessed such grants? Are you working with them to get these grants? Because sometimes, if you do not know, you do not know. So what rooms are you getting into? What people are you talking to? Who are you collaborating with? Are you visible? Are you putting yourself out there? Are you intentional? Those are the things that we have to put in mind when we are going for all these things. So sometimes whether to direct requests, then your network too. You can be in a group where somebody will just share an opportunity, right? So who are the people you move with? That's why they say if you are working with five wise people, you did not count well. You are There are six. You are the sixth wise person. So you have to be intentional about the people, the circle you are in, and the people in your own circle. Because sometimes, if you are not in, you cannot get the information, you cannot get the opportunity. So you try as much as possible to be intentional about the rooms you are in and your networking and the things you want, because what you want now determines where you are going and the people you are looking out for, the opportunities you are looking out for, the events you're attending, and all that. If you have clarity on those things, it will be easy for you to just move in circles that are giving you what you want while you are giving them value.
Wow, thank you very much. Intentional networking. That's emphasis on the word intentional networking. Thank you so much, Achiko. Thank you so much. So I see Dr. Julia Benanzi here. She just joined in a few minutes ago. Thank you for being here, Dr. Julia. It's great to have you. This is Ochuko Ebewela. She's a mindset and career coach. In case you joined in late, before she after she had introduced herself. So we are going to be asking her our last question for today. Our summit is brief, straight to the point, get all you need to do to get, run with it and get your life better. Yeah, right. So our last question for you, Ochiko, before we draw the curtain to a close, is what do you envision as the potential impact of increased participation of women in the African economy, and how can stakeholders work together to create a more inclusive and supportive environment for women's career growth?
Okay, for me, the potential impact is an increased growth in economic activities. You don't want to know what can happen when intentional, intelligent, and deliberate women are in a room. You don't want to know. It's just explosion, positive explosion
Please
from back
sound
to
that again.
back to
Sound that
back.
again.
That's what will happen.
Intentional,
Yes.
deliberate. Sound it again. Sound it again. Sound it
Intentional,
again.
deliberate, and intelligent women, when they come together, a lot goes on. A lot goes on. A lot of good economic activities goes on. They go on smoothly. You know how women are. Normally we are strategists. We know how to organize. We know how to get things done. So when the economy is involved, when money is involved, when they are sharing ideas and everything, it's just excellent. That's what happens. So there'll be collaboration between women, there'll be advancement in business opportunities, there'll be access to loans, to grants, to trainings, to fundings, to skill acquisition programs. And the most important thing is there will be better families, because in as much as these women are out there doing what they want to do for the nation, for the continent, for the world, in most cases they will equally be conscious of taking care of the home front. They are intentional about putting things in place so that one does not suffer for the other one. So when she's progressing in her personal life, in her career or her business life, her circle, now the circle I mean is her personal life, her family, her career, or her business, they are not suffering because you try as much as possible to put things together. And then overall, it will be impactful positively for her immediate community, for her nation, for the continent, and for the world. We know what women are doing. Let's not get into that conversation. We know. So we should try as much as possible to be a part of these women who are getting things done by developing
Yeah,
and retaining the right mindset, because it can happen. It can happen. It is happening already. So let's just key in by being in the right rooms
yeah.
and being intentional about developing the right mindset. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ochiko. Can we just put the emoji, clap your hand emoji, clap hand, please? Can we put it together for Ochiko? Set the drum rolling. Say thank you to Ochiko. If you've really gotten something from this conversation today, I want to say thank you to Ochiko. Just type it on the comment section. Ochiko, it's an amazing time with you. Thank you so much for this beautiful conversation. You know, when I was telling our audience that they should come ready because it's going to be a hot seat, they didn't believe. Now we have two amazing people that are coming tomorrow. We have Enifome Ogbimi. She is the founder of Live Again Foundation. She is helping broken women live again. And we also have Chinoya Emi. She is the educational consultant and lead for Live GP International, and she will be joining us here talking about how women can be included, how education can increase women's impact in the African market, because we found out that one of the reasons why women are not really participating in the African economy is because many of them are not educated enough. Many women are not privileged to have access to quality education. Some as primary school dropouts, some secondary school dropouts, and we want to see how conversations can go around to helping these women find their footing back so that they can be able to participate equally in the African market. So thank you guys for joining. Ochiko, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. We are really grateful. We appreciate your coming here today. I want to thank all our audience for being here. Ines, thank you so much. Christiana Ajifowoke, it's great to have you. Thank you. Udrak Happiness, thank you. Dr. Julia, we are grateful. Ella Manuel, thank you, thank you so much. Fumilayo Tumule, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's great to have you. You're our favorite HR. Yes, thank you. Happiness Otomiewo. I got it this time. Otomiewo. Thank you so much, Happiness. Yes. And the last person I want to say thank you to is Anang Nerisia. Thank you so much. And Mike Michelle Caposa. Yes, we are grateful. Faith James, thank you. Thank you. I can't call everybody's name. You are so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Iveren Igba. Yes. And that's the end of the appreciation messages. So tomorrow we continue with our summit, accelerating women's participation in the African market. It's still at the same time, 1 p.m. West African time. And as I promised, we're not going to take so much of your time. 1 hour, 15 minutes max, we're done. But you can be rest assured that you're going to get meaningful insights to different conversations on the Benchmarks Summit. Thank you so much. So, please follow us on all our social media platforms at the Benchmark Business on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram, then on LinkedIn at the Benchmark. Also, share this live stream with your friends. Just share the replay with your friends. Let them get to know what we are doing, the conversations we're holding, and let them get inspired by these conversations as well. So we'll call it a day here. So everybody, thank you for joining. See you all tomorrow. Have a blessed afternoon. Bye bye, everyone. Bye, Ochuko.